something very special. A very special award recognizing Elvis's military service during the Cold War.
About time too.
Oh. And as part of that, we're adding a very formal presentation to begin our ceremonies today. We're very happy to have a color guard presentation from the 95th Division of the U.S. Army Reserves from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. And there's Division, who would like to take over from here.
Woo.
Post colors. Post colors!
Oh, here they come. Oh. Here they come.
The sun, I can't smell it.
Oh, look.
Yes.
Oh,
You're taller.
oh.
There you go.
Thank you, Todd. Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you again for being here on a cold but clear and beautiful morning. And, you know, I'll bet I'm echoing almost just everybody's thoughts right now, right here. I've been sitting down here thinking that how proud I am, how all of us, how proud we have been over the 25 years since we opened Graceland to welcome over 15 million visitors up these steps.
Wow.
And so many proud moments, and so many of you have been part of those. And I can't remember a time that I felt more pride than just over the last few minutes.
Yes.
Amen.
Being part of this legacy and part of this amazing story, and how proud we all know Elvis would have been, how proud he was of his service.
Yes.
And anyway, I think I'm sharing what everybody else is feeling too, especially this history and how proud we are of you all and how thankful. So, and I'm not going to delay things anymore because I know it's cold, and I want to introduce the commander of the 95th Division of the U.S. Army Reserves, Major General James Archer. Major General.
Jack, thank you very much. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's widely known by just about everyone here that Elvis served in the United States Army with honor and distinction for 2 years, from March 24th, 1958 to March 5th, 1960. He was called to the service of his nation, and he willingly stepped forward to shoulder this responsibility at great personal sacrifice. He didn't use his celebrity status to avoid this obligation of citizenship, and as much as an admiring public would allow, he avoided the spotlight, placed his career on hold, learned his military craft, and served honorably and faithfully in the defense of his country. At times overlooked today about the era of his service is the fact that the United States was engaged in a cold but very real war that at times took us to the brink of nuclear exchange. It was a war that threatened at any time to turn tragically hot. Elvis Presley left the life that he knew and joined fellow Americans on what we commonly refer to as the frontier of freedom. He did so in the tradition of his forefathers, eschewing favor that most certainly could have been sought on his behalf. Sergeant First Class Houston Denham, a soldier in the 95th Division Institutional Training, United States Army Reserve, is a huge fan of Sergeant Elvis Presley, the soldier. Elvis.
I can't get it. Oh, wait, maybe I got it.
Somebody will get it. I can't do that.
It'll be on the board.
Wow.
Thank you, Major General, so much.
To the General, it's my distinct honor to again be with you and join you in celebrating what would have been Elvis the King's 72nd birthday.
Yes.
Before we move into that, and it's so fitting that we have members of the military here. We know how Elvis would perhaps have wanted to start this day were he here with us. I think he would be gratified to have you here. I think Elvis's mind and thoughts would probably drift and wander and think about the brave young men who are serving our great nation abroad so that we might
Exactly.
Just for a minute, if you will, just pause for a minute and just reflect on how great you feel here. But just think how great the sacrifice the young men and women are making right now so we can enjoy this. Let's just reflect, pause, remember them just for a minute if we could, please. Thank you. Elvis Aaron Presley, known the world over simply by his first name, is regarded as one of the most important figures in 20th century music and popular culture. He permanently altered the landscape of American music with a sound and style that uniquely combined diverse and seemingly disparate musical influences. In the process, he ushered in a music revolution that triggered a global-scale cultural transformation. We celebrate the music of Elvis because it is the most tangible thing he left us. But I believe Elvis is more than his music, and I believe that we celebrate him because of what he says about us. In many ways, the story of Elvis is the story of America, and it exemplifies what we can all achieve. In 1935, America was struggling to pull itself out of the Great Depression and the worst economic conditions this great country has ever known. In that same year, a child was born in a two-room shack in one of the poorest areas to a family with no more than the clothes on their backs and just a little hope for the future. A decade later, America had not only pulled itself out of the Depression, it had emerged victorious from the worst conflict the world had ever seen. From its humble beginnings, America established itself as a world power almost overnight. In 1948, as America helped the rest of the world rebuild itself, Elvis moved with his family to Memphis. By 1954, America was facing new challenges. Around the world, communism was challenging many of the core values on which our great nation was built. As a nation, we had found our place and we knew our strengths, but we were still looking for our voice. Then came the king. and took the world by storm. Drawing from the uniquely American sounds of gospel, blues, and country music, Elvis created a new music that was revolutionary and distinctly American. Just as no one could have predicted America's emergence as a world power, nobody could have predicted how successfully Elvis would achieve his ambition or the impact he would have on music and society as a whole. He matched the diversity of musical influences, creating a sound and style that had never been heard or seen. In the process, he became the first genuine rock and roll icon, providing a new generation with a unique sound to call its own. But despite his success, Elvis never forgot his roots or his values. In 1958, he was drafted into the Army. At life, Elvis put his career on hold for 2 years to fulfill his duty to his country. Many people believed this would be the end of the Elvis era. The rock and roll revolution had begun to subside, and he was losing popularity. But Elvis was not ready to leave the stage. Just
No.
After his release from the Army, Elvis displayed a new set of talents and went on to star in 33 successful films. Even the British invasion, which began in 1963, not a military invasion, that other invasion, did not diminish the star that was Elvis. By 1971, at the still young age of 36, Elvis had earned the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award. Obviously, Elvis the man had talent. But as much as we remember the music and movies of Elvis, we also remember a young man who began his singing career in a small church and who still loved to sing simple gospel songs, even at the height of his fame. We remember a young man who was discovered because he wanted to give his beloved mother a gift. And this is why we still celebrate his life. It is the ideal American life story that humble beginnings and core values can still lead to greatness. If you were raised on a small farm in the country, as I was, and you spent your youth watching trucks go and come, just as Elvis was born in a small town, and watching the trucks and buses coming and going, some going southeast, some coming northwest. Thank God. No matter how humble your beginnings, if you grow up dirt poor, you can still, as Bill Clinton did, become president of a small town called Hope, Arkansas. And if you were born in a shack in Tupelo, Mississippi, you can still be the king.
Yes.
For you, Jack, again, a proclamation signed by Honorable W.W. Harrington and by yours truly, A.C. Wharton, declaring this to be Elvis Presley Day.
Yes. Cindy, you'll have to get these.
I want it.
I can't get in there. That's not.
I think I'm pressing until I get the first piece.
Woo! Woo!
Go for it, baby.
Oh, that's
All right. Oh, it's a good one. It's taking all four of them.
Woo!
I'll lick it.
To go over her. She's there. We go. She ducked. Quick.
Snapping.
That's all right.
You getting those, Cindy?
I got them. We'll just wait.
That's fine. That's fine.
Even the front there, though.
Let's see.
I can see fine. I'm a midget.
You're a midget.
the Amis taking pictures of her.
Want me to get that for you?
Okay, I'm gonna move back here.
I got one good shot.
You do a view? You have to look through the view log?
Yeah, you have
Okay.
to do that.
Okay.
You zoom in there too. Maybe I can get it. I don't know. Maybe they'll.
Yeah.
Thing move so everybody. Can you get any? Are you getting some?
I know, I wish they would.
You get some?
See that?
Oh, that's good. That's good. You have to pay too. Thank you so much.
I think I got it.
Disappears, you know who stole it. I get that sword.
That's cool. Did you take the birthday cake? I can't. Maybe I'll get
See, Jesus.
Because
I guess any mother-in-law, but still, it's not tipped enough to see.
I'll stay. You can take all.
See it?
Oh, I see his hands.
Get pieces of cake for people. You haven't got some pieces of cake. I don't know if they're going to cut it, don't they?
There's only 2 crumbs.
Yeah.
More crumbs off the table. Passing them off.
Passing them out to me.
They ain't much, folks. Maybe I'll see you, maybe I won't. If they pay me, I'll be here. It's up to Graceland. I'll see you. Bye. I love you. Hi, buddy. How are you? Yeah, it was good, man. We ate too much, though. Man, I must have went on 3 or 4 pounds just on them damn breakfast. We'll see you again. I'll see you guys. I hope so. There's no more crumbs up there. I damn sure will get you one of these. Celebrate his birthday.
You to me, nice to meet you.